Yeah, so I just bought this, which is a Milwaukee charger. Well, it's something that will charge a Milwaukee battery. Now, admittedly, we're not talking about this is a pattern battery. It's not an original Milwaukee battery, but I don't imagine why it wouldn't work. Says charge for, and that's the basic battery. Now, the battery itself is obviously able to accept charge, but you can see the light isn't working. So if I need to, there we go. So if I take this off, right, and then put it on, you see it does actually go. There we go, and then it stops, right? So I'm thinking, because I'm actually not using an actual cigarette lighter, right? I basically hooked it up to batteries using questionable wires, maybe. So I've measured the voltage actually at the terminals. Look, you can see the wires going to the terminals of the actual input, and so you can see here it's 13 volts, oscillating slightly, and I'm thinking, okay, maybe it's something to do with that it's pulling a peak current and I'm not seeing it, so let's measure the current. Z. Oh dear. There. Right. And it doesn't look like it's pulling any current at all, so I thought I'd put the max min on and we'll see what happens. 160 milliamps essentially. It is milliamps, isn't it? Let's put the light on. Yeah. 140 milliamps. Right. Now, I know that there's plenty of charge in the battery because these are solar charged and they're just left on all the time. You can see the voltage there, 14 volts on the charge input. And the panel itself is showing 42 volts, so we're not even pulling any charge. So the output, right, is 20 volts at 2 amps, right? So I'm guessing the input will need to be in the region of 3 amps. But it's cutting out very low, if it is cutting out at all. But the input is supposed to be 12 or 24. Right, so I presume it's basically inside there is a buck boost circuit. Yeah. And it obviously doesn't work. So I don't know why. It's possible it thinks it's 24 volts or something, or do we have a switch in there or something? Because I would be expecting it to be a... it's not easy to do this. Is there a switch that I'm missing or something? That it switched to 24 volts? No. Now it obviously provides 18 volts, or 18 to 21 volts there. He's wandering around. So, so I'm trying it. This is a... Crikey, that's quite a lot. This is a 24 volt power supply. I write all over it just in case I get the wrong one because they all look the same. I've got several wires on because I've had a bit of a problem with the connections. Some of the wires are a bit crap. But I'm measuring an input voltage of 21 volts, and you can now see it's charging it. And this particular one was on 2 spots, and now it's on 3. So I'm going to leave it and see if it actually charges. So obviously this is running on 24 volts and not 12. Even though it has a 12 volt cigar lighter plug on it. So they're basically mis-selling it. Because look, it says, right, 12 or 24 volts. Well, yeah, you can put 12 volts in here, but it's completely useless. But it says the input is 12 or 24 volts. The output is 18 to 21. Which implies that it has a boost converter inside. Yeah. Well, a buck boost. You know? Or perhaps a boost converter and then a charge controller from 24 volts. Now, I can certainly put a 12 volt to 24 volt boost converter into this, and then that probably even inside the box. I wouldn't be surprised if there's space for me to put it inside the box, and then that means I can make it work on 12 volts. But that's not the point. The thing was purchased in order to be able to run from 12 volts. It says 12 volts. And the instructions inside. Also, these are the instructions. Clearly state, okay, There you go. DC input. Okay? DC input. Oh, crikey, get off. Yeah? What does it say there? The separate DC adapter power supply can be used with a DC voltage of 12 to 24 volts. This states you can put 12 volts in this, right? Which isn't technically wrong. You can put 12 volts in it. It's not going to destroy anything, right? Oh, and then it says something else. What does it say there? Battery charge output, DC... So battery charger output is 18/20 volts at 2 amps. Has an automatic 3-stage mode. This is... Why is it saying 3-stage mode? 3 stages lead acid. Pre-charge, constant charge, trickle charge. Doesn't support 12 volts and 14.4 volt batteries. Yes, it doesn't. It's for 18 volt batteries. There is nothing on there to say that it won't charge an 18 volt battery from 12 volts. So it's lying. You can read it there. This is the instructions that came with it. There we go. Right. Compatible with... I don't think it's compatible with all of these. The form is for a... it's for these. It's for the Milwaukee ones. So I don't know about the rest of them. Have they got all the same kind of clamp? Don't think so. Yeah. But they're all 18, 20... This one says it's a 36 volt, so you can actually charge a 36 volt battery, can you? I don't think so. So this is just bullshit. They're just... I don't know who printed this, but they have no idea what actually it does. Yeah. So I can modify it, but I'm going to get a refund. I'll just tell them to give me a refund. And they'll probably say, you don't need to send it back. In which case, I won't. No. So, piece of shit. I paid... How much did I pay? £18. I paid £18 for that. Right? That's what I paid. Now, if it worked, it would have been worth it. And that was at discount because it was a Black Friday discount. I think originally they were like 25, 30 quid. So there's going to be a bunch of these that are going to get sent back. And then you'll see them appearing for like a £5. And I'll buy them as a job lot. And then put inside them a boost converter. And then they'll work on 12 volts as stated. Yeah. And I might... what I can do is... I think if you have a boost converter on there... That's actually... Because it's the output that's set, isn't it? So if you actually put a boost converter in there... But it's actually 24 volt output... If you actually put 24 volts into a boost converter... That's tuned for output of 24 volts... It'll just pass it straight through. Yeah, I don't know. Anyway, these are rubbish. Just as a small addendum... Just to show you the current that's been drawn... Is... That's the current that's actually been drawn by the charger. Now it's rated at 1821 volts at 2 amps. Well, this is actually drawing, because you could see before I had it on it. It's rated. It said it was drawing 21. That's probably because I'm losing it through the wiring, and then we've got 2 amps going through the wiring. So that actually is drawing its rated capacity, 21 volts at 2 amps. So it does draw that. So obviously, I mean, that's going somewhere, isn't it? So it's obviously charging the battery. Let's see. You can. Oh dear. You need to turn the lights off. Oh, turn the torch off. And you can see. There you go. It's got 3 spots. And the red light means it's charging. Yeah. Okay, this is worse than that. Look. You see how it says it's charged? Now if I do that, you can see how it says on it's 3 spots, right? So it isn't charged. Now let me do this, okay, and I'll do this in one shot so you can see that I'm doing it and I'm not messing about. Right, that's... Oh dear, it's falling down. So it's the same thing. There you go. 3 spots, yeah? So let's go downstairs where I actually have a Milwaukee charger. Okay, it's the same one. Okay, going downstairs now. Right, and this is the thing that I use to charge. It's not a Milwaukee. It's a obviously it's not a Milwaukee one. The fact that it's made in China is probably nothing because it's probably Milwaukee ones are probably made in China. The same one that I had upstairs. Okay, see, same one I had upstairs. 3 spots. Right. If I put it onto this charger. Yeah. There we go. Yeah. You see? Just pull it off. Crikey. There. You can see it's three... Oh, crikey. I'm trying to lift it away so it doesn't show the light. There you go. 3 spots, yeah? You can see it's just gone off, and if I put it on the charger, it lights 4 spots because it's charging. But look, that is not showing straight green. Okay? Which means it isn't charged. Yeah. I mean, inside, I don't know. Maybe this probably has a... this one obviously has a flyback converter inside because this is a charger. Now, if I can actually power that, I can find out what the internal... If there is an internal separate voltage to this, which there might be, and then use that. But I don't think they do. I think it just basically drops straight down from the rectified mains, which is about 330 volts, and it uses that on a buck converter, on a flyback converter. Sorry. Yeah. So, not sure about that. Yeah. Oh look, are these the bolts that I'm missing? There might be. Well, one of them might be. Off the engine. I don't know. Yeah. That isn't. Don't think it is anyway. Yeah. Now, if I have a battery which is fully charged, it goes to red, and then you leave it there, and about 60 seconds later it goes back to green. You know, but that obviously isn't fully charged because it's still charging it. Yeah. Piece of shit.